Some sugar on me. Clearly, I named this rock and roll. So let's go. Born to be a star. Today is another day and another opportunity for you to recognize your star power. And it is a Monday, which should be a fun day, the beginning of the week. Did you guys enjoy your Christmas? I hope you had an amazing Christmas and an amazing holiday last week. I did take a week off for vacation, and I'm glad I did. Spent it with family. It was important to enjoy the love and the warmth of being around them. And I got to tell you, it was great. I had an amazing Christmas concert last week on Sunday and Monday of last week at the beginning of the weekend, and we blew the roof off the church singing, and it was really an amazing thing to do. I love being part of choir, and I think I felt it like in my blood and in my heart and in my soul, like singing and just it just really felt good. So I hope that you all had an amazing holiday, and I hope you're looking forward to New Year's Eve tomorrow. Today is another day and another opportunity for you to recognize your star power, and us recognizing our star power can mean multiple things, right? It's looking in the mirror, reflecting on where you've been, where you're going to next, and learning to like the reflection that you see. And I'm going to admit some things on today's podcast that are important, and I'll start here. I've been having difficulty for the past month recognizing my own star power, although I promote that to the audience. I think sometimes I say one thing and then do another just because I find myself being a difficult person. But I'm trying to be better, right? I'm trying to actually like eat the food that I give to others too, and not just say things and then not do it. So saying that is definitely something that I'm trying to do differently. We're not all perfect. We are all uniquely different, and that's okay. We can't start our days by saying, yes, we can. We can't say to ourselves, yes, we can have a good day. We can't say to ourselves, yes, we're going to try something different or new. We can't say to ourselves, yes, we want to learn a new language. Like, for instance, right now, I want to learn Korean and I want to learn Japanese. Those are my next go-to languages. I do want to get more familiar with German, too, because I am German. And Irish is just like a dialect, so hopefully that doesn't take me forever to learn. But those are things that I want to accomplish within the next year or so. Outside of learning a new language, maybe you want to take a trip. Maybe you want to change your hair color. Maybe you want to get a new car because you're tired of a hunk of junk that's in your driveway right now. Maybe you're tired of having a parking lot and you want a driveway, so you want to buy a house. Maybe you're sick of your job and you're just like, I don't care. I hate doing this. This is like sucking all the life out of me and I want to do something else. Maybe you don't like your major at school and you want to change it. Maybe the roommate that you thought was great isn't, and you want a new roommate. Well, say to yourself, yes, I can get a new roommate. Yes, I can get an RV. Yes, I can try a burger. Yes, I can be a vegan. Yes, I can decide I want to be happy. And yes, you can be unapologetically yourself. Following the idea of yes, you can is the idea of never giving up. If you love yourself or anyone else, how can you give up on them or that? If you don't persevere through the difficulty directly, how are you going to get to the good? Are you just going to get there? That's not how this works. This is why I like politics so much, and why it's become like something that I can't stop being a part of personally, because I personally believe that never giving up is a tie to that. I'm reminded of the men and women that sacrifice everything, that serve, the Air Force, the Reserve, the National Guard, those that are SEALs, those that are in the water, on boats, those that are on active duty and combat boots, those that are serving around the world, not just in America, but in other countries around the world, that are protecting the citizens of our country. I'm thinking of the EMTs or the firefighters or the police officers that are in the line of fire. Their lives could be taken at any moment, and they take these jobs and they risk their lives every day. not knowing if they're going to go home to their loved ones to protect us. And I'm reminded that I have to be the foundation and the concrete for them. So I have to persevere, and I have to be a foundation and a piece of concrete for them. So I can't give up on myself, even if I want to. And life is hard. Life is tough. Things aren't great. Things do suck. Bad things happen to good people all the time. A situation might erupt that you don't want it to. And that's life, though. It honestly has to be something different. You can't give up on yourself. And I promise not to give up on you, and I hope that you don't give up on me either. We have to go into 2025 understanding that we can't give up. Thank you, John Cena. Thank you for everything you do, your passion and your energy and your integrity. You are an amazing man, and I'm happy that I get to follow you and I get to speak the words that come out of your mouth about never giving up. I take it very seriously, and I hope that you do too. Moving on from never giving up, we move into the idea of why not today, because procrastination and indecisiveness is no one's friend. Taking 4 weeks to get your dishwasher is insane to me. Now, I have used the dishwasher over the weekend, and I put the dishwasher detergent in it. I pressed the button, and it did its dishwashing thing. I think that taking 4 minutes is probably better than 4 weeks to fix the dishwasher. And I used the actual dishes, and I'm glad I had the dishwasher. I do know how to wash dishes. It's just easier to just shove everything in there and just press the button and just clean it. And I'm an avid coffee drinker. I drink my Javi and I drink my everyday dose. I like the mushroom coffee. I know you're thinking, wow, she sounds really spiffy. I just found different ways to drink coffee that doesn't require me to go to a Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks and spend $9 every time I want a latte. So I drink that instead. And it gets delivered directly to my house. And since we do live in a culture of remote living or remote learning, why would I want to, honestly, and the things that I like are expensive. I don't know. I'm getting off topic here. So 4 minutes for the dishwasher. If there's something on the wall, it should take you like a quick moment to see it and find a way to get some paint. I always say True Value, Home Depot, or Lowe's. I don't know if there's any other way you could try to find paint easier than that. Maybe there is paint in Walmart, although I would not recommend that. I would recommend you go to one of those hardware stores because the paint's probably going to be better. You could take a picture of the wall to try to get the exact color. You could even try to look it up online, but you probably want to paint it so you're not staring at something. I don't know. My OCD would drive me insane, and I can't do it. I would have to fix it within the same day, or I think I'd go insane. I don't know how people just leave stuff around. Like, over the week that I took off for vacation, right? I definitely cleaned the house, right? I got rid of a lot of crap. I updated like our bedroom, the other room, the living room, the kitchen. I really took time to make that a priority for myself. I don't know if you want to call it winter cleaning, but instead of me pushing off today for tomorrow, saying at some point in the new year I'm going to get to it, that's going to be one of my New Year's resolutions, I was like, let me just get this done now. I got a week, so let me just do it. And I did. And I'm glad I did. Now it feels refreshing and new. Obviously, at some point I want to turn some furniture around or do something different. I don't know what that's going to look like. I think that we have work to do. I think that we can't push off the day for tomorrow. I'm reminded of the aliens coming down and doing Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and I use that as an example because it's the closest thing that I could think of. I'm also reminded of Adam Sandler with the remote. I haven't seen that movie in a long time. I think the last time I watched was during COVID. But I'm reminded of these movies or these instances where people think that they can control time. And in church yesterday, listening to Father Ford, his sermon was about spending time with people that you love and how valuable time is, and how, at the beginning of time, people used to spend like 24 hours a day because during the Industrial Revolution, then parents went off to work and things became different. So today, I wanted to bring that up so you have some understanding of what I'm saying when I talk about why not today, and also because we can't put off today for tomorrow. We have to get things done. If we don't get them done, when are they going to get done? That's the idea. So if you have to schedule an appointment, if you have to go to the store, maybe you can get it delivered to your house if you're like me and you hate stores. Whatever the case may be, find a way to get it done. Moving on from why not today, let us get to red or blue, they're coming for you, the Matrix. So on today's topic, I want to talk about reliability. And I also want to talk about self-respect. So we'll start off with reliability. I think that we've created a vortex of shit and hell and an unbelievable way for people to get out of responsibility. And it only affects the person that's waiting for someone or looking for help. And I think that it's messed up. There's so many ways you rely on others to get things done, and part of me understands that's just part of life, and another part of me doesn't like it. I'm a very reliable person, maybe not 100% responsible all the time, but I try to be. I don't think a lot of people operate the way that I do. I'm a very emotional, passionate, heart-first person, kind, loving person. And I think people like to take advantage of me and treat me like a doormat. And I'm not, though. So you might have think you won because I'm down. But I'm going to get back up at some point, and you're not the winner. You're the loser, because me rising is you getting left in the dust. I think we have to think differently. People are not reliable. People do not want to be held responsible for anything. People want to pass on blame to others, and they want to pretend like they didn't do anything. Like they're not accountable for things happening. That is what's happening. And it's embarrassing and sad. And honestly, we have to do a better job of that. Of calling these fuckers out and getting to the nitty-gritty of what's happening. Because if we don't do that, how are we ever going to get to the truth and the reality of it? How does that work exactly? Now, if we know people aren't reliable, then we shouldn't give them things that we're going to rely on them for. Like, an example, maybe you shouldn't allow someone to borrow your car if they're not reliable bringing it back at the time you need it back at. One example. Maybe you shouldn't give someone the responsibility of being in control of something that they're not going to do, like a party, or your sister's pregnant and she needs to have a baby shower. Yeah, probably not. Your husband's supposed to do this for the kids or whatever, but he's running late from work. Probably not going to make it. I mean, every situation is different. Maybe some things can be fixed, but maybe they can't. So what can we do for people to actually be reliable? What's it going to take for people to actually do what they're supposed to do? I mean, I guess that would be my question. Do people need to learn, like, mistakes before they understand how to do things correctly, or what is going to lead them to be successful? That's my question. I don't know. Am I right? Am I wrong? I don't know. Moving on from the idea of reliability, I say give it to someone that you can actually trust. Maybe have rely on your parents or your sister and brother that actually can operate with time correctly. Just thought. The next part of the conversation was self-respect. So it's difficult living in a world where the society doesn't want you to recognize who you are. And we talk about it all the time. Self-confidence, self-awareness, loving yourself, self-esteem, all these things, right? We're talking about this. But we live in a world where everybody wants to be the center of attention, and they'll do anything for limelight and time. They'll do anything to get clicks on social media. They'll do anything to get their picture looked at, and they want to be a famous YouTube star, not understanding what it is to be an actual star, because not everyone can be talented. See, I do actually sing in a choir, so you have to be able to sing on your own and sing together. See, the sopranos have to sing with the high sopranos, that has to sing with the altos, that has to sing with the baritones, that has to sing with the other men, right? It can't just be ha. There has to be levels of ha. And I like to use music as an example of working together. But when you have your teachers and your family members and everybody constantly telling you what you should do and how to live your life and where you should be and blah, 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 and when you have to constantly have your parents always doing that to you, like maybe you've experienced it just like I have, it just leaves you kind of weary of everything. Like, why are you telling me one thing, but everybody else is doing what the fuck they want, and you told me I can't do what I want, but everyone else is? That's what I'm talking about. And I just think when I have kids, I'm not going to be that parent. And I don't have anything against my parents. I just think their way of operating and their way of doing things with me wasn't correct, right? And I can love my parents and say that, right? I can love my family members, and I can say that the way they have treated me over my lifespan, even today, is wrong. And I don't like it. And which is why I'm not involved with a lot of things involving my family, because I don't like it. I can make up my own decisions, my own opinions, and my own thoughts. And you might not like what I do, but I don't give a fuck what you like, because it's mine. And I'm not trying to discount my family. I'm saying when it comes to self-respect, real self-awareness, having self-esteem, having confidence, loving yourself, like we talk about at the beginning of the podcast every day, that's not something that you just learn how to do. You have to build on it to get to that point of overconfidence. Right? You might have to experience some bad things in your life to get to that point. And I think that steers from a bad connection with your family, or you might feel like you're voiceless, which is where you have to find your voice or your power. So I'd like to say, here's how you do it. Start looking at the reflection in the mirror, in the bathroom, on your phone, in the car, wherever it is, in the bedroom, on the back of the door, and start to love the reflection that you see. Start to love who you are. Self-respect is respecting the person that you're becoming, the person who you are, the person that you really are. When you take away all the jewelry and the material items and all that crap, and you take those layers back, who are you? And you love that variation of who you are. Then you can love everything when everything gets added back on, like the furs and the gold chains and the Louis Vuitton bags and the fast cars and the private jets. Now, maybe I'm going a little far with this because not everybody has their own private jet, but maybe you take like 2 weeks vacation from your job because you're smart enough to save your time, or or maybe you don't have a job because you own your own company and you're doing everything the way you want it to. Maybe you're really living your life and you're living it like a rock star, unapologetically who you are. And you know how you get to unapologetically who you are? Not giving a fuck about anybody else. You know what? I've been thinking that since I was probably 9. Something happened to me when I was a kid, but it made me stronger as I grew up. And because of what happened to me as a kid, I became something different. I became unstoppable. And I became somebody better than who I was before. And I don't think I've ever really given a fuck. There has been times where I've made the mistake of giving people power over me that don't deserve it, like managers or friends or family members. But you got to be smarter than that. And now that I'm where I am today now, in this moment, in this context, I'm not giving anybody any power over me. I don't really give a fuck what anybody has, because whatever I have, I'll make it mine and I'll make it reality. That's my reality. I don't just look at things I want, I get them. I do have nice things. I do have real Chanel. Not only do I wear the spray, but I have pocketbooks, right? I have Audemars. I have expensive things. I have Louis Vuitton sunglasses and a pocketbook, and I have a really fast German vehicle with push to start. Not because I want it, not because I'm waiting for it, because I wanted it. These are realistic things. The idea is self-respect is learning to respect yourself, loving where you are and loving where you're going. And you only get that way by pushing yourself harder and further. You only get that way by understanding who you are and not listening to everybody tell you what they think you are. Red or blue, they're coming for you, the Matrix. You get to decide how far you want to go with yourself, and you get to decide where you want to be. As far as I'm concerned, we are the stars, so we're at the top of everyone else. And as far as I'm concerned, they're all underneath us. Because when you lose sight of everything around you, then you do recognize you have nothing, right? That's the idea of the star power. You're resonating your bright light above everything else. Just a thought. Moving on from the star power to the main part of the conversation, which is rock and roll stories. Actually sound really cool. When you think about like rock and roll like artists or like superstars, and you think about like AC/DC or like Guns N' Roses or even like G-Eazy, like these really crazy dudes that are really living these insane lives. They go on tours and they get to just really have fun. It kind of looks fun. Like I can imagine like what stories they have, all the girls they made out with, all the bad decisions that they made, all the liquor they probably shouldn't have bought, all the parties, all the fun of it all. But at some point, doesn't it get tired? Don't you get tired of doing it? I don't know. I think it's fun. I love concerts. I love rock and roll. I love real music, and I love history. So for me personally, I think rock and roll stories are legendary and timeless. And I think if you can be, a part of that rock and roll world, why not be? Traveling the world in a year, is it possible? I think so. I don't know where you could start. Maybe Europe or the UK and then move your way out. I think you could probably get it done. Condos in Italy. When I retire, I want a condo in Italy. I kind of want to live in Milan or Rome or Sicily. Now I want to live in Sicily. So I talk about that all the time. But I just like the easy life that's there. The chai, the air, the water, the simplicity. And I'm ready for that. Like, I love America, but I think I like Italy more. Dreams were meant to be real. So when people say, I'm dreaming of it, so when's it going to be reality? Cruelty might give you strength. Sometimes you have to do things that aren't nice to get something that you want. Or sometimes you might have to say some things that are true to get to what you're trying to accomplish. And sometimes cruelty might give you strength, and sometimes you need to keep the strength and add it into what you already have. And no, if you're living your life and you're living the way you want it to be, don't apologize. Don't say you're sorry that someone else isn't doing as good as you. Don't Don't look for apologies. No, we're not sorry. If you're not living your best life and you're not living what you wanted to do, it's not my fault. Like, why should you apologize for living and thriving? Why do people have to be jealous of others because they make more money than them? Why aren't you figuring out a way to make more money? How does that work? Why does the government and the society want to make you feel bad if you can't actually afford to wear Balenciaga, right? Why am I feeling bad because you can't afford Dior? Why is that my problem? And I'm not saying it like I don't care about people. And I am a Catholic and I am a Christian. But why do I have to apologize for having something, for believing in something, and for being a part of something? Why do I have to feel bad that others don't have that? Because if they wanted it, wouldn't they have it? Why is it okay for successful people to have to lower their success for everyone to be okay with it? I'm not a hateful person. I'm not envious, and I'm not jealous of anything or anybody. I don't operate like that. It's not in me to care enough. So why do people feel like they need to apologize? I just don't get that. That part misses me 100%. Like when people say, "Oh, don't brag about this. That person might be upset." About what? Dude, if you want to live a mediocre life and you don't want to actually live and you're not enjoying yourself and you're not actually having fun, that's not my fucking problem, and I'm not sorry about shit. That's the moral of the story. Anyways, moving on from that's not the moral of the story. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your Monday. Thank you for allowing me to have a week off for vacation. It was great. I enjoyed it. And I'm honestly looking forward to this new year and whatever may happen in it. Moving on from that, let us get to the next part of the conversation, which is watching things. So I'm ready for Batman 2 already. I probably need to watch the first one again. But are we leaving off where it left off in the last Batman? I mean, they already made the Penguin show. So is it going to move from where Penguin ended? I'm going to have to do more research to figure that out.
Yeah, you don't need to worry about that. Batman 2 has been pushed back to 2027.
It has?
Yeah. So
Really?
you got time to figure it out.
Are you serious?
Yes, they just announced it last week.
2027? What the fuck? I'm going to forget it. Oh, God. This is the problem with these fuckers and these goddamn movies. Wait, are you serious or are you just fucking around? Dude, come back and be a part of the podcast.
It's okay.
No, you come in here.
Oh, it's lunchtime.
No, you fucking come in here and you tell me what year is it coming out. He's laughing. He's being extremely disrespectful to my talking points about watching things.
Actually, it's an update because you still have stale.
He said that. Our talking points are stale, stars. He's an asshole. But I love him, so Skip and Star forever. Skip, tell Star about the movie.
Here's the update. The Batman Part 2, 2027.
Yeah, so they pushed it out 2 fucking years. I'm not happy about that.
I think it comes out toward the end of the year. It might be 3.
Oh, God. Okay, so I guess they're not coming out with a Batman 2 already, so we're going to have to watch the first one over and over and over and over and over again. The spy shows, the Jackal and Agency. What's the other spy show? What's the other spy show? Dude, we watched the end of Jackal's the season finale. It was pretty good. It's being renewed for another season, so I don't think that's going to take to 2027 to come out. Agency, I really like Agency. Some of it has me mad when I'm watching it, but other parts of it are pretty good. The characters are kind of but who knows. Dexter Original Sin. We have 2 more episodes of that to catch up with, but we're liking that show. It's kind of weird watching Dexter in the before time of him being an insane lunatic. Pretty good though. No Good Deed, Falling for Christmas. There's still Christmas movies, though, even though Christmas is over. Love is Blind Brazil. I don't know if I want to watch that. I'm still trying to watch Love is Blind Mexico. Our Little Secrets, and finally something called Carry On looks okay. I watched this 48 Hours Later show on A&E last night. It's pretty good, about these murder investigators. I'm probably going to try to get back into that. Spent a whole weekend looking at shipping wars and storage wars and a bunch of fun shows that are like older. And I was telling Skip that I really like them because some of the newer shows that are on suck. So we'll see what happens. Moving on from watching to eating. Don't know what we're having for lunch today. For Christmas dinner, we had filet mignon and we had green beans and we had mashed potatoes and we had potatoes, and it was very good. Last week we ate an array of good things. Some pasta, some chicken, some filet mignon, some burgers. Overall good food. I do think that there is a health crisis in the United States of America. I am noticing that Americans are definitely far more overweight than they are in other countries. And I think there's something wrong with the pharma industry and the food industry, mainly the FDA in America, where they allow our foods to be poisoned, which allows us to have addictions to carbs and foods, which is why the majority of people in this country are fat. I mean, there's some children that are bigger than adult women. So that in itself is a problem. But I did find a great recipe for avocado toast. It's basically toast with avocados, fire. You can get like the push avocado. You don't have to actually chop the avocado up, or you can get like the chunks of it and then just spread it out. You can top that with olive oil. Easy dinners are dinners that don't take a long time, like one pan dinners, chicken and veggies, shove it in the oven, like making cauliflower lasagna, cheese, shove that in the oven for 15 minutes, take it out. Simple things that don't take forever to make. Putting everything into the air fryer, utilizing that. That takes from like baking or taking forever to do things. Maybe making like your own fried rice, but using your rice maker. You can make things quickly that are flavorful, that don't take forever to make. Just get creative and go on Pinterest or Pepper like I do. The cost of groceries is getting higher. Deliveries or in store, it depends on how busy you are. Some days are busier than others. Some days you might have to work later than others, so you probably want to do delivery. If you have time to go to the store, I say plan it out for a weekend run, for errands. It depends on how busy you are. Like if you have the luxury enough to be able to work from home, then you have more flexibility. If you have to go out for work, that's a different story. Bacon in top, I don't know. Cheesy fries. Do we like that? I like cheesy fries, but I like my cheesy fries topped with jalapenos, bacon, cilantro, and spicy mayo. Fire. Shakes as meals are good for you because you're drinking a shake and you're replacing a meal. So I recommend you do that for like breakfast or lunch, and maybe have dinner or whatever meal where you can make it to go. A skinnier addition means maybe take out some of the carbs. More salad, less pasta. I think we can transition the way that we eat food so we're not eating to die. Instead, we're eating to live. And I think that's important, and I think we need to get with that. We just need to look at the ingredients that people use that aren't from America and eat that way. Stop the fast food. Limit all the carbs. Limit all the MSG. Like, make stuff the correct way. And I think you'll be surprised with the outcome. My friends, thank you for tuning into this Monday edition of Born to Be a Star. And thank you for allowing me to have a week plus off of a vacation. I enjoyed it. Happy to be back with you. What are you guys doing planning for your New Year's? Are you guys going anywhere? I don't know if we are. Typically, we would go to the casino or something, but I don't know if we're feeling it this year. We'll see what happens. Thank you for tuning in to Born to Be a Star. Brothers and sisters, you, me, us, they, and them. Not only are we going to save America, we got a lot of saving to do here, but we're going to save its hat, which might soon to be a part of the United States. I don't know. Trudeau's a moron, and we know it. But we're also going to save the world and the galaxy beyond the galaxy, because we are the beginning, the middle, and the end. Omnipresent like Jesus Christ, here when everything started, here when everything began, and we'll be here when everything starts up again and does the same thing all over. We are the one thing that can defeat the darkness, because we are the light. And the darkness can't defeat the light because the light is everywhere and the darkness is not. Recognize your star power. Embrace your star power. Be the star that you are. We're going to take everything over because we are the light in the darkness, and the darkness can't defeat us. I'll see you same place, same time tomorrow, stars. Don't forget that you're a star wherever you are. Goodbye, good morning, good night, hello, ciao. Prego, prego. You know I love Italy. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.